all defied the establishment and transformed politics and remade the electorate. And we're here to say we're not finished making history. We're only getting started. This year, we're going to tax the rich.
I'm sure you guys noticed a couple of things in that clip from the Tax the Rich rally in New York City last weekend. For starters, the participants were looking noticeably thinner. I don't want to use the term healthy because no one infected with the woke fungus or a severe case of stage 4 OMB, bad. No one infected with those incurable diseases can be considered healthy. But over the weekend, professional protesters were looking noticeably thinner, mainly because their SNAP benefits were at risk of being eliminated. So they were rationing food in preparation for hard times. By the way, I think the SNAP program needs to be eliminated altogether. But KC, over 40 million people rely on the program to feed the children. Oh, the children! It's all about the children! Yeah. A lot of recipients on the SNAP program weren't even born in this country, which means our tax dollars are being used to feed people from India or Somalia, Pakistan. Either way, if you want to eat, your ass needs to get a job because Uncle KC is tired of feeding people who are capable of working, but they just refuse to work. Anyway, the second noticeable thing from the Tax the Rich rally in New York City was the abundance of the color red, a color that's often associated with communism. Right now, New York Governor Kathy Hochul is under immense pressure. And to be honest with you, I don't think Kat is strong enough to stand up to it. Kat Hochul is being pressured by the communists to give in to the unreasonable demands of Zohran Mamdani. Where have we heard this before? Where have I heard about the cat lady being pressured by people who are incapable of generating income while demanding to be given money from those who actually earn it? What's happening right now in New York City? It is eerily similar to what's happening in the WNBA dump. Strange. The Democratic Socialist of America, also known as communist, they are demanding that Kathy Hochul approve Zohran Mamdani's plan of free bus service. Free health care. Next, I'm sure it will be free education, free air travel to visit their family in Uganda, free construction of new mosque, free shoes for pleasant strolls through Central Park. Free, 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 free. And who is expected to pay for this abundance of freedom? Rich people. The millionaires and billionaires, damn it! There's just one problem, one tiny problem. Not only are thousands of rich people expected to abandon New York City, according to the New York Post, Zohran Mamdani could lose another 500,000 taxable residents because the entire borough of Staten Island wants out of this dump. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the second channel in the description below. Later today on the second channel, going to be talking about Draymond Green being highly offended for being compared to Angel Reese. As you guys know, Uncle KC has never really liked Draymond Green, but I got to be honest with you, Dre is starting to grow on me. And it's not just because it bothers him to be compared to a pretend basketball player. Draymond Green is a 4-time champion. If I were him, I would be pissed off that some doofus is comparing me to Angel Reese too. But over the weekend, the Rainbow Warriors from Golden State, they were in town to play the Pelicans. Draymond Green he was more than willing to call out the cemetery known as the Smoothie King Center. Hell, I have seen more signs of life in an actual cemetery than I have in the Pelicans' home arena the last few years. So if you haven't already, click the link in the description below, subscribe to the second channel. Headline at the New York Post: Let our people go. Zohran Mamdani victory spurs Staten Island to pull out of New York City. Now, to be fair to Zorro, this is not the first time that Staten Island has tried to leave this toxic dump. And I hate to refer to New York City as a dump because I really love New York City. The New York City, though, that I know and love, it no longer exists. And I'll explain why here in just a second. Staten Island has been trying to secede from New York City since the 1940s. Back in 1993, 65% of their residents voted to secede. But the legislation, it was shot down by then Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver, who I'm sure you'll be surprised to find out was a Democrat. Now, the movement to remove Staten Island from New York City, it is being led by State Senator Andrew Lanza. He has been trying to distance Staten Island from New York City since 2008. But after the election of Zohran Mamdani, the movement is once again gaining traction. According to the New York Post, residents of Staten Island are worried that New York City will become the People's Republic of Mamdani. If only it were that simple. In 4 years, New Yorkers will be begging to resemble the People's Republic of California. If Zorro has his way, it's not going to be the People's Republic of Mamdani. It's going to be the Islamic Republic of Zorro. If Staten Island is successful in distancing themselves from this communist dump, Zohran Mamdani, he is going to lose access to almost 500,000 people. But I think that could be just the beginning. If Staten Island secedes and they become more business friendly or they're offering lower taxes, you could see a mass exodus coming over the bridge from Manhattan to Staten Island. In 2022, Staten Island generated over $17 billion in GDP. That is a lot of money for Zohran Mamdani to lose. While I understand the sentiment, while I understand the desire to implement woke flight, which is the term used to describe a mass exodus of normal people getting away from the wanker spankers, I mean, seriously, if you had the financial resources, if you had the option to live wherever the hell you wanted, would you invest your money into a property where your next door neighbor has a wiener flag on their front porch? Do you want to look out your front window and see protesters mistaking your sidewalk for the communal pooper? When I walk into my backyard, I might step in dog shit, but I damn sure don't have to worry about stepping in a pile of toxic human doodle. Look. I understand the desire of normal people to want to get as far away as possible. I understand normal people not wanting to live around underachievers who think they are owed something. And I damn sure understand not wanting to be woke up every morning by the Islamic call to prayer. I get it. But at the same time, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep giving away American land. You know why New York City elected Zohran Mamdani? At least one of the reasons why. Believe it or not, you can't blame native New Yorkers. You can't blame Americans. If their votes had counted, Andy Cuomo would be the mayor of New York City. Zohran Mamdani was elected by transplants, many of which were immigrants. Amongst people living in New York City for less than 10 years, 81% voted for Zorro. Since 2022, there has been a massive influx of migrants into New York City. According to our former fearless leader, Johnny B. Biden, most of them were asylum seekers. Since 2022, there has been an additional 220,000 immigrants added to New York City. Ironically enough, the city has lost over 500,000 residents in the last 3 years. I wonder why. I wonder why people are leaving. I guess native New Yorkers aren't happy with their neighborhood looking like a third world country. But like I said, how long can we keep doing this? We can't keep giving up major cities, or even smaller cities for that matter. We have already lost the Islamic Republic of Dearborn. We've lost the People's Republic of California. Minneapolis, which used to be a beautiful city. The Twin Cities are amazing. But Minneapolis is rapidly devolving. Like I told you guys yesterday, there have reportedly been 48 new mosques opened in Texas in the last 24 months. New York City has been flooded with immigrants. And look, it would be one thing if they were assimilating to American culture, but some of them are not. Would you consider the culture of Dearborn, Michigan to be American culture? New York City just elected a communist. Communism is the antithesis of American culture. Whether it's intentional or not, there is a massive change in demographics in some cities throughout America. And instead of fighting, people are leaving. Instead of staying there to fight against it by voting it out, people are just leaving. Staten Island is the only Republican borough in New York City. This same thing happened in London. Hell, it's happening all over Europe. So-called government leaders allow a massive influx of immigrants. They call them asylum seekers. They're escaping war-torn countries. We must help them. We must atone for our white privilege. Next thing you know, the asylum seekers get lonely. They want their families to be with them naturally. 10, 15, maybe 20 years later, London is electing an Islamic mayor, and one of the greatest cities in the world is close to resembling a grade A dump. There has been a lot of research on multiculturalism, and a lot of the research says it does not work. Think about it like you would a team. The other day, when we were talking about the NFL, I played a clip of Tom Brady. He was talking about the importance of the team and how a team only works if all 53 players on the roster are united with a common goal. One goal, which is to win. If the team is divided, if your head coach wants to run a run-heavy offense, but your quarterback wants to throw the ball, if your defensive coordinator wants a 3-4 defense, but the head coach wants to run 4-3, if everyone is divided with different goals, the team is going to lose. It's the same thing with a country. If you have isolated culture spread throughout, if you have entire communities waving Somalian flags, if you have entire communities dedicated to their home country first instead of America first, it's not going to work. And it seems like more and more people in this country hate America. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.